Yo, what up? This is Casey Margarita back with another video, and this one I'm gonna be talking about money. Money buys freedom, and what I was gonna say is that we live in a world, man. It's hard to get some money. It really is. Like, you got to slave in order to get money. You gotta either be a business. You gotta slave people to get money, or you gotta be a slave to get money. Either you gotta slave people to get money, or you gotta be a slave. So you either got to be a slave or you got to slave people to get money. Because a business owner, you slaving people. You slaving people to get your money. And just to be real, that's just the reality of it is, hey, you either slaving people, you own a business, you own a company, you own a corporation, or you basically being a slave to the corporation, to the company. And you kind of want to be in a position to where you can have freedom. And the business owners, the ones who control over everything, they have freedom. They have more freedom because money buys freedom. Money buys freedom. And it's just common sense that when you have money, you can travel, you can do this, you can do that, you can buy this, you can buy that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to work because you don't have to slave because you are free. You are free. You have that elite status of that money gives you, and that's why girls go crazy over money too. That's why you see so much girls who whatever gold diggers or whatever. It's not that they gold diggers. It's just that they want to be free. They don't want to be slaves. They'd rather be with a man that gives them freedom than be with a. It's manly. It's manly. The fact that you slaving, that's not manly. The fact that your man is gonna have you slaving, that is, instead of you being the slave master, it it actually opens up doors of freedom. And it's sad because you either got to be the slave master or you got to be the slave. And it's sad because the truth behind it, when you're very wealthy and rich, you're a slave master. That's just common sense. When you very wealthy and rich, you a slave master, because how do you get your wealth? How are you gaining your wealth? You gaining your wealth by slaving people. Yep. You gaining your wealth by slaving people. And those are the two options we have in this world, because you gotta understand, this is what this world is built by. This world is built and constructed, formed by the devil. You gotta understand, all the magic of God is not even in this world. We don't see no magic of God in this world. We see nothing but construction of Satan on this earth. This world is constructed and built for the devil to play around in. That's what this world is built for. This world is basically the devil playground. It's the devil to do whatever his deal was with God, because the devil wanted to be God. So this is the devil. This is the devil's heaven. This is the devil. It's his paradise. This is the devil's playground. This is what the devil got out to deal, because he's trying to make his kingdom on this earth. And you see how the world is constructed by the devil? You see how the magic of God is only in heaven and not on earth? The reason why the magic of God is not on the earth is because the devil made a deal with God that his kingdom get to lay on this earth. And this is about the devil deal with God. The devil made his deal with God, and this is his kingdom. His kingdom is on this earth. The devil kingdom is on this earth. And that's just the brutal, honest truth about it. So it's no surprise that there's this thing called working, because you gotta understand, when we in heaven, we ain't gonna have to work in heaven. Not really. We're not gonna have to really work in heaven, to be real. That we're not gonna have to slavery is X'd out of heaven. The reason why slavery is on earth is because this is the devil's kingdom on this earth. It's the devil's kingdom on this earth. You gotta understand, it all goes back to what Adam and Eve did. It all goes back to Adam and Eve. It all goes back to how God took his magic out of this earth. God's magic came out this earth. We weren't supposed to be slaves on this earth. But that's what the curse is. The curse is God said, okay, I kicked you out of heaven, Satan. Now you can have this earth. You can have the earth. And this is what we're living in. We're living in a world to where the earth is basically of the word is of Satan. That's why the Bible says the word is of Satan. And that's just the crucial, honest truth behind it, is that the word is of Satan. The word is demonic, and slavery ran and built by slavery. So in order for us to survive on this earth, we need slavery, which is sad. It's sad, but it's true. In order for survival on this earth, survival of the fittest, you got to have slavery. You got to have people slaving at jobs, unless they want to balance it out and try balancing it out and having you do everything yourself, which would be kind of, it seems difficult to do, but, they could have you do everything yourself. Like, you build your own car, you build your own, then you know how to do all that stuff. You build your own technology, you build your own this and that and this and that, which, you need support to do that. So why not give you support to do all those things, to start your own shit up, for everybody to be a business owner and own their own shit, which they want to be an elite business because everybody have their own business, to where it's not going to matter for there to be a business that just is so good that controls over everything. No, there's not going to be the top business because everybody owns a business. So there's not going to be that business out there. That's just common sense. So with that being said, everybody has their own. Like, you build your own shoes, you build your own, technology, you build your own this and this and this and that, and you have support to do that. Then everybody's gonna have the knowledge to do for themselves like that. Then you have to grow your own food, grow your own farm, or you could trade a little bit too. You could trade. You could do a little bit of stuff like that, and you could sell some of your stuff, I guess, too. But we live in a world that's not balanced. It's not really balanced like that, to where we don't have a support system on this earth to balance that stuff out. And that's the only thing I can think of that would help the slavery, is to, instead of someone working at a factory job building cars, they build. They're not building cars. They just doing one little part. Instead of just doing one little part, you start from scratch, and you learn how to actually build the whole car all together. And that's better, because now you're learning how to build a car, the whole thing. Instead of not knowing what the fuck you're doing, just doing little car part shit, whatever the hell it is. No, because now you actually know what the hell you're doing. And that's just sad, because we live in a world to where, we don't know this stuff. We don't know how to do this or do that or do this, because it's slavery. It's slavery. Obviously, overworking is slavery. Obviously you got to do a little bit of stuff to, like, survival. Yeah, you do, but and that's the whole point of it, is God's magic is out this earth, so you can't really, survive without slavery on this earth. You can't really have magic on this earth and no, because that's just the way it is. So yeah, and it's sad as it is, it's just the truth. It's just the brutal, honest truth behind it. So money does buy happiness, because it makes it so you don't be a slave. Because if you're rich, if you're wealthy and rich, you don't have to work, because you have so much money. You're taken care of. You are taken care of, to where you don't have to do shit, because you taken care of. You're already taken care of. Once you get your riches, you set for life. You don't have to do shit, because you are taken care of by all your money and by your business. You barely have to do anything, because you a slave master. Slave masters didn't have to do nothing back then. Slave masters, they let the slaves do all the work. That's why they were slave masters, because in order for them to keep their shit going, they knew it was easier for them to just be a master, slave master, and own their own shit. You know, it's the same shit going on today. You know, same shit going on today. You know, and that's just the honest truth behind it. You know, it's a little different, but it's still slavery. It's still a slavery setup, and that's just the brutal, honest truth behind it. And you can't run from the facts. You can't run from how the world is constructed. If the world is constructed by the devil, you can't run from that. You can't run from all that shit. You know, the world is the way it is for a reason. You know, you can't run from the truth. You can't hide from the truth. The truth is the truth for a reason, and that's just the brutal, honest truth behind it. Is that, you know, when we have a world constructed this way, you know, everybody wants out of slavery. Everybody wants out of slavery. You know, nobody wants to be a slave. So, of course, everybody gonna want to be rich, because unless you dumb and you just want to be a slave, which some people are like that, to where they think that being a slave is hot. They think being a slave is cool. You know, they'd rather instead of starting their own stuff, they'd rather be a slave to someone else's stuff. You know. And that's why the whole system is fucked up, because I'm not able to build my own stuff because it's slavery. You know, you're not allowed to build your own stuff. You know, you have to build for other people. You have to build, and construct for other people instead of construct for yourself. That's slavery. Anytime you have to construct for someone else instead of constructing for you, that's slavery. You can't build for yourself. That is actually still slavery. And that's why whoever crafted the system, the people that crafted this system, knew that, hey, they could have they just kept the slavery. They X'd out the whole black slavery thing, but they knew they could just make anybody a slave after that. And they mind manipulates. So it's actually worse, because now people don't even know that they're a slave. And that's some crazy stuff. Now people don't even know that they're in slavery. And that's the sad truth behind it, is people are slaves and they don't even know it. You're going into your job, you're doing this and this and that. Like, you're not building for yourself. You're building for someone else. And it should be this. It should be this right here. Everybody should be able to build for themselves. But if you build for yourself, the top companies ain't gonna matter anymore, because you can build the products. You don't have to, you know, buy products from other people, because you can just do it yourself. You don't have to go and buy that car, because you can just build your own car yourself. You don't have to buy that iPhone, because you can build your own phone that's better yourself. You can build this yourself. You can build that yourself. If you had the structure and support system and knew how to do that yourself, there'd be no need to work for other people. And that's what the system should be. That's what the system should be. Instead of you working for someone else, you should be building it yourself. Like I said, you know, instead of you buying that PlayStation or buying that Xbox, your ass should be building your own console and your own video games yourself. And then we have more diversity. We have more people then we have more video games out there. We have more video game companies. We have more everything. Everything is going to be way better, because you actually, you know, everybody is able to actually have their own company, have their own, you know, whatever, this and this and this and that. In this system, everybody can't have their own company, because it's too difficult to get around and get the support to do that. You don't get the support to do that. Everybody don't get the support to do that. You know, only the top tier business corporations get the support to do that shit. You know, and it sucks, because as a follower of God, I'm looking back at this stuff and I'm like, man, this is just slavery, man. This is ridiculous. This is literally the devil controlling everybody. And that's just how it is. You know, the devil wants everyone to slave, because you're going to hell to be a slave. If you're not fighting out of slavery, you're going to go to hell, because that's against God. Slavery is against God. Freedom is of God. And it's sad that you have to be a slave master in order to have freedom, but That's just how it is, you know. And I already said what could happen to change everything, but there had to be a support system ready to do it, you know, ready to conjure it up. You know, it's got to get conjured up. You know, you know, not everybody has the knowledge, and that's the issue, is that, you know, everybody needs to have the knowledge. You know, you can't protect yourself if you don't have the knowledge of it. You know, you need the knowledge of it to protect yourself, and you know, that's just the way it is. You need the knowledge to know how to build your own car in order to, you know, not have to work at a 9 to 5 job and then buy a car and then have that breakdown because it's not even a good quality car, or like, or you know, because the cars be cheap, you know, the products be cheap, you know. Instead, you could build your own product, and it doesn't have to be cheap. You know, they could give you a pattern of way to build it yourself, and a knowledge system to do it all yourself, and then you don't have to, you know, obviously you go out and you have to do everything yourself, and that's just the way it should be. The way it should be is you should be able to do it all yourself. That's the way it should be. But we don't have that. Instead, you have to slave at a job and then pay for it. Instead of you, so that's like this. You working at a factory job, building for someone else. Instead, you don't have to work at that factory job to build for someone else, and then you have to buy someone else's product. You can make your own product. You could build for yourself and make your own product. But that's just how sad and corrupted the whole system is, you know. It's just it's corrupt because of that, you know. That's the definition of what corrupt be, you know. That's the prime example of what corruption be. And you know, obviously the riches, you know, everybody, it's like the money wouldn't even matter at that point, because you could just do everything yourself, you know. You don't need to buy this or buy that or buy that product, because you can already get it done yourself. You can get it done yourself. Everybody should have a support system to where they able to get it done themselves. You know, they able to produce food themselves instead of buying it from this top tier company that just, you know, corrupts everything and makes everything and slaves people. There would be no such thing as businesses, because everybody would have their own structure. There'd be no such thing as business. There'd be no such thing as, you know, because everybody would just make for themselves. You know, I guess you could trade a little bit too. You could probably sell some stuff too, I guess, or trade or whatever. You know, I guess you could still do that, but it would be way better. It would be way better of a system. And I feel like a system like that, and if you get top tier support, like, is like for that, like, then that's a plus. That's a plus, because you want top tier support for that, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, in order for you to make a video game, you need support to make a video game. In order to make that microphone or technology stuff, or you making your own rap mic, you need the support to do that stuff. That's what I'm trying to say, is you need a support system laid to do that stuff. And maybe it's too hard that they that's what I said, you know, everybody should be able to know how to do it professionally, to be able to do stuff like that professionally. Everybody should be able to learn how to be a professional like that and build their own stuff, you know. Why we have a school that teaches us how to slave for other people, but it's not teaching us how to actually make for ourselves? Why can't I go into school in music class and build my own microphone? Why can't I build my own drum set, or build whatever or instrument, and invent my own instrument in school, and learn how to invent my own instrument? They don't teach you how to do that stuff, because it's called business. It's called the corruption behind business. Business was formed to slave people. Corporations slave people, man. That's just the truth behind it. That's just the truth behind it. You can't run away from those facts. So Me, to be honest, instead of buying someone else's product, I'd rather make it myself. I'd rather be like, why would I want to buy that rat mic when I can make it? Why would I want to buy that cheap ass rat mic when I can go and build and craft it myself? Just use the earth's product, use the earth's produce or whatever. Use what comes from the earth, and get everything myself. Get all the materials gathered myself from the earth. Like in school, this is what you can do in school. You can go on a field trip to gather all the materials out in the earth. To be real, like if you need stone to make the rat mic, you need some stone to build that, or you need this mineral or whatever. You go in and get it, and you do all the things yourself, and which we can do that stuff. But the thing is, there's not a structure for school to do that. School just wastes your time, and that's the way it is. School is built for just wasting your time and not really allowing you to do that stuff yourself. Why can't I build my own rat mic? Why can't I build my own phone? Then I'd have my own, why can't I build my own this and this and that, and this luxury item and that luxury item? Why can't I do that? Why can't I make a luxurious car that I built myself? That's dope, building your own car, man. If you can build your own car from the earth materials and have a class in school to where they be like, okay, now you're at the age to where you got to drive yourself, so we're gonna build you your own. We're gonna have you build your own car, and that's dope. Like, going to school is not fun. Instead of you just wasting time doing math, doing this, doing that, doing all this circles in school, you actually can go out and build your own car from the ground up, from the earth materials. From the earth to because everything comes from the earth. You gotta understand, everything built from the earth. And if everybody can build their own technology, what does that tell you? That tells you society is more advanced, because not everybody can do for themselves. They don't have to be dumb and forced to be an idiot because you're forced to be an idiot. Actually, you are forced to be an idiot because you are not given the opportunity to do it yourself. I'm not given the opportunity to manufacture my own car myself. I'm not. I gotta work at a job and buy a car, a cheap ass watered down version of a car. I can't go and build my own luxurious car. What the hell? I can't go to school and we craft our own vehicle. We can't go to school to craft our own vehicle. We can't go to school to craft our own phone. That's what it should be. Starting from kindergarten to up, you should learn how to craft yourself. You can't go to art class and actually start your own clothing and build and craft your own clothing. You can't learn how to craft your own clothing. You know how beautiful life would be if you could just go to school in art class instead of doing all that cheap ass stuff in art class, all that weird stuff in art class. You could actually just create your own clothing, or design your product that you're making, or do this and do that and do that. They could connect everything together to where in art class you could paint or do something to your car that you just manufactured in whatever class, in manufacturing class. You just manufactured and built your own car. Well, now you can paint it. Now you can do this to it. Now you can design it. And now see you don't have the opportunity to do that in school, because they don't give you the opportunity to do that in school. They don't. There's from a very young age, they should show you how to do everything and learn how to do everything, and maybe some stuff could be dangerous. Yeah, so they're gonna have to wait till you're more mature age to do some stuff, maybe like working on this and this and that. But come on, man, if you go to school to make your own car, you have to go to school, or it probably wouldn't even be school at that point. It'd probably be something else. It'd be like a whole thing to where, you want to go craft your own car, we'll do this, and we'll come to our building and we're gonna make it yourself. We're gonna make it together. And you want to make your own laptop, let's go and make your own laptop or make your own technological device, and then now you can invent, because now you know everything to piece together to invent and make your own product. And now to advance everything, because instead of there only being the slave masters knowing how to do that stuff, no, there's actually everybody knows how to do that stuff. And that's just, the way it is, and so yeah, I think, I really spoke elaborate about this and really made sense with it, because it makes sense. It makes sense to, instead of slaving to other people, you make everything yourself. I feel like instead of slaving to other people, we go and make everything ourselves. What's the point of having people slave to make stuff for other people when they can't even make that product themselves? When they don't have the knowledge to make that shit themselves. Now that's an issue. That is a true issue. Like, why would I want to be a fan of like a car company or a fan of this or a fan of that when they're not allowing us to make our shit ourselves? Because if we allowed to make our shit ourselves, there'd be no such thing as that car company being billionaires. They're not gonna be trillionaires because you can just do it yourself. So how are they gonna be a trillionaire when you can just make that shit yourself? But we're not living in a world to where we can just do it ourselves. That it's just sad, because that's the corruption behind it. Is I'd rather do it myself than have a top tier company do it for me, and I can't even make the product now because I have to rely on them, and I don't have the knowledge to do it myself. You see what I mean? Now you have the knowledge to build your own house, to build your own this and that. Maybe you need help to build it, but that's what I said, a support system. Instead of, you could build that mansion. You go to the building and they be like, okay, we're gonna find you your own location, and we're gonna build you your own home mansion, your own luxurious apartment, whatever the hell it is. We're gonna build your own building. We're gonna build your own this because you deserve it. You deserve it. Instead of, to be honest, man, you deserve it. But a lot of people deserve that stuff, but we don't get it. We don't get that opportunity because the world the way it is. They expect, you could work on it yourself, and you could go out and have the structure to do it all yourself. But that's just the way it is, man. They're not gonna allow you to build your own home scratch by scratch by yourself, and maybe you could get your own crew together to do it. Your own, because in school, you go through the school system to build your own home or whatever. You can't do that stuff, because that's why, the millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires are out there, whatever, because they out there stealing the opportunity. They building all those homes up, and why would I want to? To be honest, why would I want to buy a home that I didn't build? Does that make sense? Why would I want to buy a home that I've never built? Wouldn't you want to build that stuff yourself? Wouldn't everyone want to build that all by themselves? I could build my own palace and kingdom on this earth, right? I could build my own palace on this earth. All by myself, I could do that stuff, right? Right? Obviously, I may need to hire some people to work for me and pay them good, or maybe the school should be about, you teaming up with people, you building this, building that, and they give you your own place, and they do that and do this and do that, and you do this and do that and do that and do this, and just life, living life. And now school makes more sense than you just wasting your time the whole 18 years of school, or even in college you have to waste your time. Like, come on, man. There's no need to be all these top tier companies that just steal people life away, man. You stealing my life away. The fact that I cannot do for myself, you stealing my life away. I'm not allowed to build my own home. I have to buy all these homes, all these trashy homes that, are cheap as hell. I can't build my own luxurious home. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, and that's the thing, you got to work, how many years, your whole life, and you still can't even afford a luxurious mansion or luxurious, when you could build that stuff all by yourself in less than you working, you working to buy that stuff, but you can work to build it. You just work to build it. Why would I work to buy it from someone else when I could work just to build it, myself? That makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to work for someone work at McDonald's when I could just, and then buy a home from the McDonald's money when I could just build the home myself. It doesn't even need to be a mansion. It could just be a regular, nice home, nice, it doesn't have to be that big, but it's still, something you build that, it doesn't take that long it doesn't really take that long to build a home, to be honest, man. It doesn't. It doesn't take that long to build a regular nice home, a luxurious small home, whatever. It doesn't take that long. It doesn't. If you can do it all yourself, it's better than you working at McDonald's, flipping burgers or whatever, doing this and doing that at McDonald's, and then buying a home, which is going to take a long time, because, be honest, like, that's like, you trying to buy like a $500,000 home. It's probably not even gonna be that nice of a home when you could just build a brand new $500,000 home yourself. You could just build that stuff yourself. Instead, you have the government or whatever building the homes, and they expect you to work at a job and then buy it instead of that. That's business, though. That's business. That's what they expect, is because they're not giving you the opportunity. That's how you shut out business too, is what I'm saying, is this is how business is going to end. You could just build that home yourself. Instead of there being business, you could just build it yourself. I want to build that home myself, man. I don't want to work for other people and then buy that home. What the hell? I could just build that home myself and not have to worry about working for other people. That's like, let's say it takes a year to build that $500,000 home. Well, you're not going to make $500,000 in a year working at McDonald's. So you're working, every once in a while for the year, and then finally the home is built, and you have that $500,000 around home that you just built, and it's brand new. And then other than you working at McDonald's, you're not even making 50 grand a year working at McDonald's. So does that make sense to work at, does that make sense to really work at McDonald's instead of just building your own home? It doesn't make sense, It doesn't make sense at all. At all. 0 cents at all. So I'm going to repeat it again. That's like you making a $500,000. That's like you building a $500,000 home, and it takes a year to build it yourself. Other than that, I mean, okay, so let's go back. Let's backtrack. You building a $500,000 home yourself, it takes a year. And then you working at then the other option is you work at McDonald's. You don't even get $50,000 a year working at McDonald's, and you can't even afford to buy that home. But you can actually build a home, and it costs you, and whatever. And you could do that stuff and gain all the materials yourself. Everything is free, because you gather the materials yourself out the earth. You do everything yourself, and let's say that takes 5 years to do it. It's better than working at McDonald's and you don't even get 50 grand and you still can't even make $500,000 a year. I don't know. I don't like the system. I really don't like the system. I'd rather, it be built, it be made for you just doing it yourself instead of you, working for other people. I feel like if you work for yourself and there's a system to where they tell you, okay, you have to do everything yourself instead of you, you know, working for other people, I feel like that's a better system. I feel like, it's a better system. Maybe when you get old, you can't work for yourself. Maybe you have to have people. That's what I said. There have to be good support that understands issues like that and can cover some issues like that. But you still gotta provide for yourself and work for yourself. You cannot. It's a better life when you work for yourself instead of you working for other people. You working for yourself. It is a better life because you don't have to work on that same thing over and over again at a factory job, doing the same stuff over and over again. Now you can build a home, you can build your car, you can do this, you can do that. You don't have to do the same stuff over and over again. Like you can make your own this and that and this and that. Like it's not balanced out. The system is not balanced out, and that's the point I wanted to make. And with that being said, I just wanted to say all that stuff, and I think this has been a good message, and this has been really a good message, and I think I'm out. Peace out.